Hi, this is Deidre. Um, I would, if I were to select committees, I would think that I would be most qualified for the community development for one. As much, I've always been a participant and organizer for many events in our community. I've always participated in powwows, organized basketball tournaments, organized anything. I've been a part of Mill Pond Days since it started. My family, we put on a Mother's Day celebration honoring all mothers, grandmothers, auntie mamas. We've been doing that for many years. Um, I think one of my biggest things is the basketball courts in Nestilum. You know, basketball is a big part of who we are, and a lot of us grew up doing that. Our kids do it, and it's pretty pitiful, honestly. And you know, seeing that and seeing things like that our kids have to deal with, and they make it work. Community development is something I'm really passionate about. Management and budget with my work experience. I worked my way into an accounting technician senior. I don't have my degree, and like I said that in my letter, that's a personal um, hurdle of my own, you know, but I have plenty of work experience that has helped me get to where I am today. And I think with all of that, I would be very helpful in a management and budget committee as well. Thank you.
Okay, Jared, you had your hand up.
Yeah, a lot of great points from Deej and Allison. I, of course, right now I'm sitting natural resource and fisheries chairman, so that's where I grew up in. That's where my career's been in. That's where my heart and soul is in. So I would definitely like to be the chairman for both those committees again. I've also helped a lot on the E&E issues, especially when it comes to our schools and stuff. So I mean, that's another committee I would like to, if I wasn't where I was at, be more engaged, or be a chair of. But management budget, I mean, I think that's obviously because of the money reasons, it's a good one. Tribal government, like Alice mentioned, you can do some reorganization or work towards it. I've helped some in the health department as well. Some of the PRC stuff going on in the clinics. But really natural resource is where my heart and soul is. I know, like I said, we're very close on getting that bill through. It's in Cantwell's office right now. So hoping that infrastructure bill comes out here in the fall, that'll get approved in there, and we'll starting to see more fish going up above our dams, and seeing the best way to get them back down as well. So obviously, I think salmon, how important it is for our people. That's really why my heart and soul is in fisheries and natural resources. We actually worked on a lot of things, even with natural resources recently with Conservation Northwest. Of hopefully, when it's all said and done, we'll acquire 8,700 more acres on the north half. They're trying to get some funding to actually gift that to us without costing us anything. So that'd be huge to get almost 10,000 acres back in the north half. Yeah, so that's just where my heart and soul is, natural resources and fisheries. So I'd like to continue the work that we're doing. Thank you.
I guess you want me to go next, Ricky?
Yeah, go ahead, Randy.
Okay. I guess I've been looking at, our Constitution also says we run by the Roberts Rule of Order, and for better or for worse. And one of the roles of the chairmanship of any of the committees is to be a leader and to facilitate the meetings. And I guess my experience pretty much guides me to natural resources. Been the assistant fire management officer, assistant forest management officer, served as the land and property director for a while. That's what's now referred to as the natural resource director. And then also the fish and wildlife director. When I took over Fish and Wildlife, that program was about 30 million behind in invoicing. And although I took finances in college, it wasn't necessarily something that I, planned on working on too much. But anyway, as it was, being that far behind from previous managers, it reflected poorly on me and my staff. So I took that on and with me and my staff. And I think it's important to acknowledge your staff and not, I guess at this point, I'm almost thinking Jared's done the fish passage all on his own, it sounds like, but it's really important to acknowledge staff. And with that experience, I guess I'd be a little bit interested in M&B. I almost think the fisheries committee should be dissolved back into the natural resource committee. At least previously, when you look at the agendas and how many items are on those, I think, really they almost could just function under the natural resource committee again. But I guess I will say this, absolutely, if I like committee sounds great, that'd be fun, exciting or whatever. But I will not make deals. I'll give you this committee if you vote for me, or if you vote with me this year, or if you join my alliance. I won't do that. So I'll just throw that out there. Thank you.
I'd like to go since I guess there was a jab at me about stating that I guess that I've been the sole purpose for any fish passage or which I never insinuated that it was just me. I just did stuff that we were working on within the tribe. So I don't know where that came from. If anyone knows me, I'm the first to thank anyone and everyone going in and out of committee, all the staff, everyone working. Because it's not, we're just policy level. We're not administration. They're the ones doing all the hard work. So I just want to get that out there since that was mentioned about my name. So thank you.
Karen, and I'm sorry, Issa just arrived. Just so you know where we're at, the question is if you were elected to council, what committee would you like to be on? And thank you for coming. And your alternate.
Okay, so this is Karen, and I'm currently the Culture Committee Chair. And part of the reason is because my heart is with the language and culture, and the 3 languages and cultures, and cultures. And so I definitely would be supportive of not only those 2 programs, but also archives and records, history and archaeology, and the coordination work that we're doing in our UNA territory. So culture, like I said, is at my heart and soul, and I would accept that again if nobody else wanted it. My second choice would be education and employment. When I was on council before, I was the E&E committee chair, and so I have such a strong interest in labor history. That's what I was working on my PhD, was Native American labor history, and so I've got a lot of heart and soul in that also. Of course, I could go on and on about the other committees, but I'm going to just keep it to those 2 committees for now. Thank you.
Thank you. The last one, I think, on this question is Jim.
With my background, I'd like to see the first one being in natural resources. I feel that our natural resources is going to be or should be available for all of our future generations. For me, I would definitely like to take a look at contracts and stuff, how our timber is being put up for sale now. I think that's very important to us. I know some of our timber is going to a sort yard, so we're selling it to a buyer, and then they're reselling it to me, I feel that we have enough knowledge here on the reservation that we could take care of that middleman and put more money in our pockets. And then I guess looking at the second one, I'd like to take a look at management and budget. To me, I think the way the reservation is run needs to definitely, take a look at the management and budget portion of it. I would be all in favor of an audit of the program just to see how we're functioning. I think would be very helpful for us to actually come up with a baseline of where we're at currently and how we can look into the future to manage our money and our programs. Thank you.
Sorry, Ricky told me I skipped Eddie. Thanks, Jim.
Yes, so there would be two, I would look at two, community development would be one of them, just because of my construction background, as well as my road maintenance, what I have done for the last 10 years for the tribe. So that would be one of them. And then the other one would be natural resources. I do have a 2-year degree in wildlife management. That's what I went to school for. So that would be the other choice.
Does anyone else have a question? Okay, my question is, what makes you uniquely qualified to represent your district?